Look, I know what you think when you hear concealed carry in 2025. You picture some fella in a tight t-shirt fussing with his latest micro-compact 9mm, arguing about whether a 3.1-inch or 3.7-inch barrel is the perfect compromise. We're drowning in a sea of P365 variants and Hellcat Pros, all optics ready and compensating for something. But while all you are out here worrying about which budget polymer pistol deserves your credit card debt, scratching your head over grip angles and trying to figure out which cheap red dot won't turn into a paperweight after 50 rounds, I've been digging through the sales data for the real concealed carry workhorses, and what I found might just curl your Texan boots. The quiet rebellion is here. And it doesn't need a Picatinny rail for a light or a Shield RMSC footprint for a dot sight. I'm talking about the 5-wheel guns. Yes, revolvers. That are selling so fast they are absolutely smoking the competition, offering reliability and simplicity that modern autoloaders can only dream of. Get ready, because these old-school irons are secretly putting in the work where it counts in the pocket. We have to start with the gun that practically forced everyone to admit that the defensive revolver wasn't 6 feet under, yet the Ruger LCR. Now, I know what you're thinking. Ruger, that's what's beating SIG Sauer. Well, when you offer a package this purpose-built for concealment, folks stop worrying about the brand name. The genius of the LCR is how it solved the single biggest complaint about double-action-only revolvers, the miserable trigger pull. Ruger went ahead and put a friction-reducing cam in there, which doesn't turn it into a race gun, mind you, but it makes that double-action pull surprisingly smooth, even if it's still a stout 8 pounds to trip the hammer. For those of you who just don't trust a Glock's trigger safety, or lack thereof, a stout double-action pull is peace of mind. You know exactly when that round is going to go off, which is priority number 1 for an everyday carry gun. Now, the LCR is a lightweight, compact revolver, which is what the name stands for, and at just 13 to 17 ounces, depending on the caliber, and only 5 inches overall. This thing is among the most concealable guns on the market, period. You can practically forget it's there. And unlike those bulky, compact pistols that folks like Derek swear are the only real CCW guns, this one actually is svelte enough for deep concealment or backup duties. But let's talk caliber, because this is where Ruger really throws a wrench in the Micro 9 conversation. While you can get the LCR in the classic 38 Special, or even in 9mm or 357 Magnum, the one that caught the eye of the experts was the LCR chambered in 327 Federal Magnum. That's right, a caliber most people haven't heard of, sitting right there on the best carry revolver list. Why? Because the 327 Federal Magnum is a hard-hitting compromise that manages to be forgiving in recoil while still delivering punch. And here's the kicker due to the smaller caliber. This thing holds 6 rounds instead of the standard 5 found in the 38/357 versions. That one extra round, combined with manageable recoil, gives you an edge that a lot of those tiny semi-autos compromise away. Sure, the sights are rudimentary, just an integral rear and a ramp front, meaning they aren't the easiest for precise, long-distance shooting. But for defensive range engagements, they are more than adequate. And let's be real, if you're pulling a snub nose from your pocket, you're not taking a 50-yard precision shot, are you? You're dealing with a defensive scenario at spitting distance. The LCR strips away the complexity of magazines, optics cuts, and proprietary recoil systems, offering raw, undeniable reliability in a tiny package. It's the definition of a dependable primary or backup gun when you need to keep your 6 covered, especially without drawing attention. The LCR is head and shoulders above the rest of the concealed carry market when it comes to reliability and comfort in the revolver space. All right, Next up, we've got a real oddity. Something that appeals to the folks who like versatility almost as much as they like complaining about ammo prices, the Charter Arms Double Dog. Now, I'm known to be a straight shooter, but sometimes you just gotta appreciate the sheer audacity of an idea. Charter Arms has long been known for making revolvers and rimless cartridges like .45 ACP and 9mm Luger. But the Double Dog takes it to a whole new level of bizarre utility. It uses a patented no-moon clip system to offer cross-caliber compatibility through interchangeable cylinders. We're talking about taking one frame and barrel and making it shoot both 357 Magnum/38 Special and 9mm Luger, just by swapping the cylinder out. Forget modular fire control units. This is modular caliber. The specific model getting attention is the Mag-Pug combo. I hear you saying, but why? Man, why lug around two cylinders? Because maybe today you feel like rocking the potent, high-velocity ballistics of the 357 Magnum, making sure you get the most punch possible out of that cartridge. But tomorrow, maybe the range is running a sale on 9mm balls, and you want to put in some trigger time without breaking the bank on Magnum loads. Instead of buying two different guns, you just swap cylinders. It's a solution for the discerning, or maybe just cheap, armed citizen. The Mag-Pug combo comes with 5-round capacity, regardless of whether you're running the 9mm or the 357, and you have options for 2.2 or 4.2-inch barrels, both of which are ported to dissipate recoil. If you're going to put a Magnum load through a small, snub-nose frame, that porting is doing a whole lot of work to keep the gun from jumping out of your hands. While the heavy metal compacts like the CZ Shadow 2 Carry exist to tame recoil via mass sitting in the mid-30-ounce range, Charter Arms opted for a different kind of engineering finesse, in a world obsessed with optimizing a single platform. Whether it's running a Glock 43X or a SIG P365, the Charter Arms Double Dog offers maximum flexibility without sacrificing the core mechanical reliability of a revolver. It flies completely under the radar compared to the P320 or the Echelon, both lauded for their modularity. But the Double Dog provides a uniquely simple solution to the multi-caliber dilemma that Glock and SIG simply don't touch in this concealed format. This is for the man who knows what he likes, but also knows how to save a few bucks on range day, all while carrying a defensive caliber that still holds its own, like the widely popular 9mm or the potent 357 Magnum. If the LCR is the lightweight pocket specialist, the Ruger LCRx 3-inch is the absolute mama bear Magnum built for concealed carry. It's a lesson in ballistics that the short-barrel crowd seems to forget length matters. This LCRx variant specifically exists to maximize the ballistic potential of the 357 Magnum cartridge. When you cram a high-pressure Magnum into a terser concealed carry snub nose, you get muzzle blast and pain, and you fall short of the cartridge's normal performance. But Ruger slapped a 3-inch barrel on the LCRx, and suddenly, you're just off the velocity of a 6-inch 357 Magnum, and dang near identical to a 4-inch model. That extra bore length buys you serious power. The LCRx is heavier than its LCR little brother, coming in at 17.3 ounces, partly due to that extra bore, and partly because it requires a stainless steel frame to handle the more powerful cartridge. This weight is a blessing, as anyone who has shot a light 357 snub nose can attest. The weight helps tame the gun's jump, similar to how the heft of a Wilson Combat EDC X9 or a Glock 20 helps manage recoil in their respective chamberings. Despite the added mass and barrel, the LCRx 3-inch remains very concealable. Another key feature that makes this model a favorite among serious carriers is the adjustable target rear sights. Unlike the integral WO fixed sights of the standard LCR, These adjustable sights allow for more accuracy and tuning, which is crucial when you are pushing the power envelope with a Magnum cartridge. The trigger system is inherited from the LCR, making it manageable and accurate. Though, and I have to repeat this for the folks in the back, this is still not an option for those who haven't mastered the double-action trigger pull. You need to practice. This ain't a striker-fired pea shooter where you just pull and hope. Now for the nitpicking, the LCRx features an exposed hammer with a spur. While I didn't personally find it to be an issue when carrying at 5 o'clock outside the waistband, that spur is a potential snag point, especially depending on your carry method. When considering concealment, you have to think about every contour. But if you prioritize performance, shootability, and the undeniable power of the .357 Magnum cartridge in a package that can still hide under your shirt, the Ruger LCRx 3-inch is proving that capacity isn't everything when raw ballistics are on the table. It's a throwback that outperforms those micro-compacts at range. While the Ruger LCR family cornered the modern polymer pocket market, sometimes you just need something that screams classic credibility. And that's where the Smith Wesson Model 19 No-Lock steps in. This isn't just a gun. It's a time machine back to the glory days of Magnum wheel guns. The resurgence of the no-lock revolvers is a direct response to shooters who appreciate history and mechanical purity. This revamped classic takes the medium-frame K-frame Model 19 back to its roots, eliminating the controversial internal lock mechanism. For purists, this is the only way to own a classic Smith. Chambered in .357 Magnum, 38 Special. This 6-shot wheel gun is versatile for both defense and training. You can practice all day long with the lighter 38 Special loads, which is crucial for mastering the double-action trigger, and then load up with full-power .357 mag for serious defensive duty. This versatility is a major draw for an armed citizen committed to the CCW lifestyle. The Model 19 No-Lock comes with a 4.25-inch barrel, which, like the Ruger LCRx, helps wring out more velocity from the Magnum cartridge. But the aesthetics are what truly set this apart from the sea of black plastic strikers. We're talking about blued steel and checkered walnut grips, a look that is absolutely timeless. While the polymer crowd is trading out back straps and grip modules to optimize for their hand, the classic ergonomics and feel of the Model 19 are exceptional right out of the box. Carrying a medium-frame revolver like the Model 19 is definitely a choice. It's larger and heavier than most modern micro-compacts, at a hefty 21 ounces. The Glock 19 is already considered large by today's standards, and the Model 19 with its 4.25-inch barrel demands commitment. However, some experienced carriers, like J.R. Looney, argue that carrying a slightly larger, proven piece of iron is preferable to an underpowered, tiny handgun that's harder to handle. This is about confidence and proven lineage. Credentials earned not through modularity or optic cuts, but through decades of use. For those who want a handgun that delivers power, has exceptional ergonomics and trigger quality, and maintains a traditional aesthetic, and who believe that sometimes less capacity is worth the trade-off for indisputable reliability. The Model 19's comeback is crushing the market on emotional and traditional appeal. You just can't deny the quality of a well-made S&W wheel gun. I'm grouping these last two together because they dominate the space where quality meets affordability and specialized need, the budget defensive Magnum. You might hear gun nuts hate on Taurus, but let me tell you, those Brazilian makers bought up some good old Smith & Wesson machinery and have been cooking up some reliable wheel guns ever since. First, let's talk about the diminutive Taurus 605. This little double-action-only 5-shot revolver is chambered in the potent .357 Magnum /38 Special and is designed specifically for concealed carry. Its key feature, a shrouded hammer. This is essential for preventing snagging when drawing from deep concealment or a pocket. While the larger LCRx 3-inch has an exposed spur that might catch on a tire, the 605 eliminates that worry entirely, with barrel choices of 2 or 3 inches and an MSRP under $470. It's a compelling option for those looking for a powerful, reliable carry option without dipping into the premium prices commanded by the new SIG P365 AXG Lux. It provides simplicity and punch at a price point that makes self-defense accessible. Second, revisiting the Charter Arms Magpug combo. It's not just a niche novelty, it's a budget-friendly solution to a common problem. The ability to seamlessly switch between the affordable and common 9mm cartridge and the powerful .357 Magnum is incredible value. The price tag, generally hovering in the low to mid-$600s, keeps it highly competitive with entry-level striker-fired guns like the Taurus GX2 or the PSA Dagger Micro. But unlike the Polymer alternatives, the Magpug combo gives you a robust stainless steel frame option and the mechanical simplicity of a revolver. For the shooter who wants versatility without the hassle of proprietary parts and the worry of whether their 9mm semi-auto will chew through every load reliably, a facet where the G19 excels because of its simplicity. The Charter Arms revolver is a reliable, analog alternative. The fact is, while companies like Springfield, Glock, and SIG are locked in a death match over capacity, optics cuts, and proprietary modularity, these 5 revolvers are quietly capitalizing on the oldest, most important factors in concealed carry reliability: deep concealment and absolute simplicity. When you absolutely need a round to go off, there's no magazine spring to worry about and no complex striker mechanism to fail. Just a simple, powerful squeeze of the trigger. That's why these 5 wheel guns, ranging from modern polymer to classic steel, are proving that the CCW war is still wide open. And the best defense might be the one your granddad swore by. So, there you have it. Folks, while the industry is yelling about 17-round capacity and integrated compensators on every polymer chassis they can invent, the simple, tough revolver is making a major, silent comeback. From the pocket-friendly simplicity of the Ruger LCR in .327 Federal Magnum to the classic lines of the S&W Model 19 No-Lock, these 5 models prove that sometimes the best choice isn't the flashiest, but the one you can stake your life on. Go get hands-on with a quality wheel gun. Learn that double-action pull, and ditch the drama of finding the perfect striker-fired toy. Stay sharp, stay simple, and for God's sake, keep carrying that iron.